Hi, folks. So, is the team, who released their squad uh, in the end, and maybe, who knows, they might turn out to be the first team to qualify in the Champions Trophy. Well, don't forget that they are the defending champions in this tournament. Is the men in green, Pakistan. The team that's pretty unpredictable but can strike you hard at times. And so, now that they've released their 15-man squad, I'm joined by Shubhradeep to analyze their strengths and weaknesses. So, first of all, let's have a look at the 15-man squad. So they have got Babar Azam, Fakhr Zaman, Kamran Ghulam, Saud Shakil, Tayyab Tahir, Mohammad Rizwan, Usman Khan, Salman Ali Agha, Fahim Ashraf, Khuzdil Shah, Ibrahim Ahmed, Hadith Rauf, Mohammad Hasnain, Nasim Shah, and Shaheen Shah Afridi. So I'm in the opening. Ever since Saim Ayub got injured in South Africa, there's been a question who's going to be the opener. Saim Ayub looked to be a breath of fresh air into the Pakistan team, but now he's gone. And Fakhr is back. Definitely, that will be a relief for Pakistan. But who is going to partner Fakhr at the top? Is it going to be
Well,
Usman Khan, who will then have to make his debut in the Champions Trophy straight away?
well,
Or
you,
will they think of pushing Babar Azam up the order?
well, you start the video with saying the word unpredictable. It is absolutely unpredictable squad if you look at it from the Pakistan's point of view. There is no opener apart from Fakhr Zaman. There's no kind of a opening batter. They can go anyone. I mean, it just kind of example where they stand at the ODI cricket. They have just lost an Saimayu kind of a player who's very young, and they have no opening player for the next ICC event. They're actually playing at home. It's not even a new kind of a conditions. They know the conditions well, and they're still trying to push up anyone there. You just kind of open it off. So they are
Yeah,
lacking in
maybe
opening
Saud
position.
Shakil, maybe Babar Azam, maybe they've even got Tayyab Tahir, who has played just a few ODIs. He got that
Yeah,
100 in the Emerging Asia Cup a couple
that
of
could
years
be a
back.
solution. That could be a solution, but that's not the ultimate solution, in my understanding.
Yeah,
Because if you look, Babar has struggled. Babar has batted twice in the opening position, and his average of around 20, 25 odds. So he hasn't, kind of did well, in that position. As is the same with Shakib. Shakib is one of the best players on spin. So you don't want to expose him against the fast bowlers with a new ball. Even if we keep Shakib at number two position with Fakar, the pair up at the opening position, and Babar at three, I don't think there's any question of Babar at three. Loves the batting at number position. And then who is coming at number four? Is it Rizwan? You think Bhaptoshi, the skipper?
yeah, I think it's their skipper. I think since that World Cup, they've mostly played Rizwan at number four. He provides that sort of stability in the middle, and then he can accelerate also if needed later on. And then number five, Kamran Ghulam. He's been
Yeah,
sort of a promising talent, though he started his career
promising
pretty
talent.
late. But ever since his debut against England, even in South Africa, he played a pretty good cameo in one of the matches. So he's been pretty promising. And then
Yeah,
comes the lower
and then
order.
as you mentioned, Rizwan also his captaincy. I have to kind of touch on it. His captaincy has been excellent in Australia. They're
Yeah,
unbeaten actually. Three back-to-back series win in Australia and then Zimbabwe, and especially in South Africa, becoming the first team to white was South Africa in South Africa in a ODI series. So great achievements for them, and they have looked a bit shaped team in the batting side. And then you move to Salman Ali Agha, and then their vice captain. He can bowl a little bit of a spin, bat at number position where you need the power to
so,
hand.
yeah, also
And
he's that kind of a player who can provide that finishing touch, has a good
yeah,
game awareness,
true.
can take it deep and then finish it in the later stages. Then comes that name whom I'm a bit skeptical about. Why did
Well,
they bring him back? Fahim Ashraf.
uh,
I think his last ODI was way back in that Asia Cup in 2023.
I mean, I don't understand if you don't pick him for that ODI World Cup with in India, and then suddenly pick him up for the Champions Trophy because it's home, and he hasn't played anything since then in the ODI format. He's actually playing in Bangladesh at the moment, playing the Bangladesh Premier League. Did well, did decent well in the slow pitches of Mirpur and Dhaka, but is he fit for the ODIs? Especially when you have that one guy called Shadab Khan, who actually picked up the vital catch of Virat Kohli last time in the final at the Kennington Oval. Remember that catch in the point region? He
Yeah,
has done well. Slab. It's not a bad ODI player. I have to remember. I have to kind of state it that around 85 wickets at an average of 30 odd,
yeah. I think
5.38
Shadab's form sort of dipped since that World Cup
Yeah,
or Asia Cup. Even in the T20 World Cup, it didn't look his best. He was not having that consistency in lines and lengths. Was bowling full tosses repeatedly. Maybe these are the things which thought played in their mind, and they dropped Shadab. Also, they were playing someone called Irfan in those
yeah,
series
true.
against Australia, against Zimbabwe, South Africa. But he is also now moved. And then
And that
comes the
actually shows. that actually shows where you lack. Pakistan's been lacking a lot of with the bench strength. There is no Shai Mayub, so they are lacking their opening position. There is no kind of an all-rounder. Then they suddenly go back to Fahim Ashraf out of nowhere. It was absolutely bold from the blue
Yeah,
moment.
they've
To
also
be
brought back
honest,
Khushdil Shah. He's also not played a lot of games recently.
that is actually where you stand. Even if you look at the best teams, Australia, Mitchell Marsh is ruled out of the Champions Trophy as we speak. For Australia, I'm sure they'll go back with someone who is actually matches the kind of a format. They're not going back to someone like a
Yeah, they've
James
definitely
Faulkner
got a
who
lot of
hasn't
names
played
to
it
replace
for a
Mitchell
decade.
Marsh. They've got Matt Short. They
Yeah,
can bring someone like a Cooper Connolly.
so many.
They have a lot of options.
Yeah, that's exactly what India. Just Bumrah rules out. They have Mohammad Siraj, they have Harshit Rana. They have so many players in the wings. Same strength is not getting for Pakistan. Their bench strength is so low that you
But
can't
Khushdil
actually.
Shah's last ODI game was back in August 2022. So two and a
My
half years.
goodness. I think he must have done something in domestic cricket really superbly well that we haven't really seen, to be honest. But I don't understand what is happening on. Then he moved to Shaheen Shah Afridi. And no doubt the three pace try on Shaheen, Naseem, and Haris Rauf. Especially Haris Rauf, what he did with his pace in Australia and South Africa. And Shaheen was excellent in his left arm
Yeah,
pace
but
angle
again, I have
in
that
South
doubt
Africa.
about Harris because I've seen him not bowl that
Yeah,
bit good in these conditions. He is superb when it
yeah,
comes to
true.
getting that pace and bounce out of the pitch like in Australia. But if he bowls in the UAE, in the Pakistan on those flat decks, how much effective he will be? That's a thing. I think they've got Hasnain as the backup pacer. Another thing, why did they drop Wasim Jr. after that World Cup when he was so good in that World Cup? I think he bowled very well against Bangladesh and in a couple of other matches, but they dropped him ever since and he's not come back.
Yeah, and then they're going Abrar Ahmed, who hasn't been a great, glorious name in the in the ODI side for Pakistan. So
Yeah,
much
there was
issue
another
with their spin
Chinaman guy,
department.
Sufyan, who played a couple
Yeah,
of games in South Africa, but he's dropped also.
and there's so much pressure on the spin department, so much burden on Abrar, who is also a very youngster. So there's a lot of questions around this. As you mentioned, the word unpredictable squad. It's an absolutely unpredictable squad. As if you look at even the playing 11, we are actually struggling to make a playing 11, and going into ICC tournament is just 3 weeks away. And we're talking about Pakistan. What kind of a pitch you were expecting? You were expecting a flat surface. You were expecting pace and bounce and spin. What are you expecting from the Pakistan side in the three grounds they're playing in Rawalpindi, Karachi, and Lahore? What are your
I
expectations?
mean, historical Rawalpindi has been the flattest. Maybe they will get some sort of spin in the other two grounds, but if it's on an absolute belter, bowling someone like an Abrar who doesn't have a lot of experience on those belters against some top quality teams, he might succumb to pressure.
Well, also talking about Pakistan, we are done with the squad, but let's just touch a little bit on the stadiums. What's going on with the stadiums? It should have been prepared by now. I mean, I saw some of the pictures. It looked dreadful, absolutely dreadful, to be honest. The deadline was January 20 odd, and they just pushed it up January 31. And then they said that we can't do the actual deadline to hand over the three grounds, Karachi, Rawalpindi, and Gaddafi in Lahore, was to ICC was January 31, and they're still not prepared. They said still 1% of work is not to be done in Gaddafi. And then I saw a report which said that they will play the tri series against New Zealand and South Africa then on February 8 and 10 in Gaddafi, and then they'll hand over the ground to ICC, which is just around 7 or 8 days before the start of the game in Karachi. And Karachi is hosting the final against of the Tri Series. So many issues in the Pakistan side, even the renovation work and all the other stuff. And then these effects have been put on the squad. The squad is absolutely abysmal to me. I don't see them with that squad, even if they don't get the balance right. If some of the batters don't get the right contribution with the bat, I don't see them at the top four. I'm not sure about you. Where do you see them
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean, but
group?
looking at the squad, definitely not top four. But then you never know. Pakistan cricket at its best. 1 minute
Well,
down, another minute up.
well,
If
Nasser
something
Hussain
like
said
that
it.
happens,
Yeah,
no one knows.
well, no one knows. But looking at the squad, is absolutely no balance in the squad. No balance. I mean, you
Yeah,
have
but
to kind of
again, I
count.
mean, since this Champions Trophy is a very short tournament,
Yeah, that
things
is
can
the one.
happen very funny. Funny
Yeah,
things can
that is.
happen. You just win the first game, very big win, and all of a sudden your confidence gets boosted, and then another win, and you are into the semis, and
Yeah.
then the knockouts. Anything can happen. You don't know. It's just a matter of a couple of days. So
Yeah, true.
since the Champions Trophy is such a short tournament, you just can't predict anything that well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it for Pakistan. Let's see how it works out for the men in green. And please watch out for the other teams as well. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe our channel and please share your feedback on our other videos as well. Till then, cheers. Goodbye.